Hi Esther.
Hello.
So we're here in London. What's it like being vegan in London?
It's actually pretty easy. Like, I grew up in a village, and if I was going to be vegan in a village, I think it'd be a lot harder. But obviously there's a lot of choice out there. There's lots of vegan restaurants, a lot of places that are starting to see that there are a lot of vegans around, so they have vegan choices and like menus and stuff like that, so it's pretty easy. And obviously you've got lots of health food shops about, so you can always find something.
Yeah. What are your hobbies and interests?
Well, hobbies really, I play roller derby and I do a bit of gaming online, that's about it, and I'm just really interested in social media and just people and how they tick, as well as food and nutrition.
So you're interested in social media?
Yeah.
Do you think social media is a good way to like spread the message of veganism?
I think definitely, if people are willing to listen, I think that's the thing. Because you can share as many things as you want, but it's whether or not that person wants to interact. And I think the most important thing is to engage people, and then start talking to them and start asking them what they think, and then telling them how things are. If you go out full force to be like, blah, 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 this is what's happening, well, you should care, then people are not going to. So if it's done properly, I kind of feel like it can be a really good platform to just connect and tell people what's going on.
So what do you think is the best way of like getting people to be engaged about social issues and animal rights?
Just start a conversation. Just ask people what they think and why they think that, and then come back with something that's fully backed with facts, basically, and just knowing your stuff, really. And a lot of people don't realise, and they kind of like turn a bit like, oh, okay, so I didn't know that happened because I always thought this because I was told this, but this obviously proves otherwise. Which, yeah, I think that's kind of a really good standpoint. That and videos, they really work.
Yeah. Do you think people get told enough about what goes on about animals and like?
Not necessarily. I think it depends on who's on your friends list when it comes to social media. I think more education needs to be put into schools about where your food comes from, how it's kind of, especially when it comes to meat and egg and dairy, like how it's raised, how it's slaughtered, the difference between batch and organic, and just not really holding anything back, if that makes sense, and like the damage that it does cause to the environment, and obviously the nutrition behind that, and other ways that you can live, like for example, obviously the vegan diet, you can have a very, very well balanced, healthy diet through that, but you just need the education, because a lot of people just think, oh right, if you're vegan, where are you going to get your protein, where are you going to get your iron, you get B12 deficiency, and it's like, as long as you know what you're supposed to eat, then you know that's fine. But even people who do eat meat, they have really poor diets. Again, it's the education behind nutrition, and yeah, just along those lines.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you play roller derby?
Yeah.
So are you one of the fastest and fittest there?
I'm still starting out. I'm still a bit of a fresh meat person, but no, I'm alright. I think I'm about average. I can skate and stop sometimes, but I can be quite fast. I can do, I think it's like 22 laps in 5 minutes or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, no, there's a couple of vegan girls that play roller derby with me who are a lot better than I am, which is funny. We had a really good chat. But yeah.
So you work on a blog for a social media page?
Basically, I help do the social media for a blog, which is an animal rights blog, which is called The Animal Post, and it's basically kind of news and what's going on around the world, as well as blogs that people have sent through, just about like anything from beauty products to where to do your online shopping, to the milk industry, and just people's general thoughts about different things, as well as obviously recipes and food and stuff. But it's really, really insightful. There's like a lot of good information on there, and there's a lot tells you about a lot of the injustice that's going on around the world, with obviously animal abuse, be it pets, farm animals, entertainment animals, and yeah, just generally just kind of like, again, just put the word out there and just educate people of what's going on and how they can stop it, really.
Yeah. Is being vegan just about the animals?
I think it's not just about the animals, for the environment as well, because your carbon footprint is a lot smaller if you have a vegan diet, and obviously with raising cattle and stuff like that, it's more water is consumed. Obviously you got more of the greenhouse gases because transporting all the animals, and obviously the factories that kind of like process them. Obviously with a vegan diet you've still got factories to process stuff and this and the other, but it won't be as of a greater scale because the meat industry is just so huge and it's ridiculous.
So Bear Grylls sent a lot of people on an island to survive, and then a crocodile got killed and also a pig. What's your opinion on that?
Again, if there's no choice, if it's something that has to be done, if it's for your survival, then go for it. Again, if it's out in the wild, it's had a good life, you know what I mean? It's lived, and again, it's in the natural order of things, but again, with farming, it's not natural. It really isn't natural, and but yeah, as I said, like I'll quite happily, if it came to it, if there is like an apocalypse situation and I saw an animal and I was starving, I would go and obviously try and kill and cook and eat. And don't get me wrong, I'll get really upset about it. But again, it's everything's instinct to survive.
Yeah.
But that's my feeling.
Do you think he should have sent them out there for the entertainment value?
Oh, yeah, no, throwing that question, because again, it's using animals for entertainment, but I don't know. I think it's kind of insightful to some extent, because one day we're going to destroy the planet and there's only going to be a handful of us alive, and then those people are like, oh, Bear Grylls, right, he did this. And, you know, I don't know if that's going to happen. But now you brought up the whole thing of entertainment value. Like, at the end of the day, if they were going to start, the producers wouldn't have let that happen. That's a good one. No, I don't think it's okay if it's just for entertainment, if you know what I mean.
Do you value animals' lives over human lives?
No, because I see everyone as equal. Like, everyone lives on this planet, everyone lives, everyone breathes, everyone has feelings. Like, we're all equal. No one's more superior than the other, and that's generally what I believe.
Yeah, that's cool. So what led you to become vegan?
I think it was to do with health. I just kind of feel like, I personally think, and there are some studies that prove this too, but I personally think the vegan diet is a lot healthier. And obviously just seeing how everything's made, like obviously with eggs, with the male chicks getting ground alive after them being alive for a day, that all being gassed, the fact that, you know, calves getting taken away from their mothers, like even before they hit the ground, just so they can go off and get milked. And it's the fact, like, that in slaughterhouses animals get beaten and it's just so stressful for them. And like, I've seen videos of cows crying and that kind of got to me a little bit. And it's just kind of like realising that these are living, breathing beings that love and they play and, you know, they feel as well. And it's, people don't have that connection. They grow up thinking, right, cows and pigs are on a farm, they're bred for us to eat, so that's what we must do, and that's life, and that's the circle of life, and this, that and the other, which is not true. And people obviously throw the arguments like, well, what about lions and tigers? They go out and eat meat. I was like, well, yeah, because they've got the claws and they've got the teeth, and, you know, they don't have a choice. They don't think, oh, I can just be a vegan tiger. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, we have the choice. Like, don't get me wrong, if it got to the point where we were out, like, in the wild and we had to, like, kill a deer, like, at the end of the day, it's going to be the slowest deer, either elderly or young or whatever, but it's just one deer, it's going to feed like a load of people. You know what I mean? It lived its life, it's had, you know, a life basically. It's not been kept up in a small cage, just fear and but no, it's just, I don't know, I'm just passionate. I just want everyone to be equal and everything to be equal, and everyone just to realise that everything has a soul, everything feels, and you should respect it. I mean, there's like tribes out in the Amazon that people argue that they're more developed than we are because they live with nature, they know how to sustain themselves. They eat animals from time to time, but at the end of the day, they respect the animal, they appreciate it, if you know what I mean. And we don't do that at all. We just go in, slaughter, that's it, we've got a Big Mac, like.
So do you have any tips for people that want to go vegan?
To Just research, really. Just kind of don't go into it just like, right, this is it, this is my life, I am now vegan. Just slowly, because it is hard, like, to begin with, because you are used to eating meat products and dairy products, and you will get cravings for them. Like the first few months of me being a vegan, I craved eggs in particular, and then I just reminded myself, like, what happens, okay, you know, what happens within that industry, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that, because personally for me, like, my values, what's the word I'm looking for? My morally, that's not right. But what I did personally is I just did the whole vegetarian thing for a while, and then stopped consuming eggs and milk, and just read up on what I needed and how to get my protein, how to get my vitamins, and I honestly feel so much better for it. Like, have so much more energy. Like, I don't feel sluggish after meals. I feel a lot lighter, and yeah, I feel a lot better within myself, and just kind of feel like I'm making at least that much of a difference, which is something, you know what I mean? But definitely, if you want to do it, like, by all means, go and ask people, and like, there's loads of resources out there. There's loads of forums, loads of Facebook pages, and you can just ask questions, and everyone's more than willing to help.
That's great. Thank you.
No worries.